ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Hammond collection, Jurassic Park 3, Ankylosaurus, from the Jurassic Park 30th Anniversary series of releases. And here we have the box, which is sporting the usuals from the Hammond collection, plus that 30th Anniversary logo, Hammond collection on the side, Ankylosaurus on the other side with the Jurassic Park 3 logo, and we got the back figure and the... I really don't know where to start in terms of paint, so I'm kind of just gonna start at the head. Loving that rusty orangish red around the eyes with the pure black eyes at the very center. Loving the paint that they used on the very top of the figure, moving all throughout to the tail. Really love that they mixed some colors in there between the scales to really help them pop. And that's something that I really like with this figure because it makes it feel a lot less flat. Same could be said for the other side of the head over here, and just look at the details. Oh my god, the little wrinkles under the eye, the scales, the way it all just, I also really dig how the beak looks over here, and that's mostly detail-wise. I just really dig how it all bunches up into one place right above the nostril. I especially love that the paint continues on to the bottom portion over here, and I like that we have a nice fleshy pink on the inside of the mouth for the tongue, and even the little membranes in there. Good stuff. Now, when moving on to the back, the spiky shell over here, that paint detail that I loved so very much on the top of its head is going to be present on the neck and all throughout the shell over here. Yet again, really popping that very scaly looking detail on here. And while minimal, I really do enjoy the light paintwork that was given to the spikes on the side of the figure. And I'm pretty sure on the top spikes as well. Yeah, I can definitely see some paint on there. Very nice stuff there, Mattel. And thankfully, such things are going to be present on both sides of the figure, both pairs of spikes, I should say. And then we have the tail, which continues that dirty, dusty look in between the scales. A little bit less here, but we still get a lot of great detail and some spikes. The spikes on the side of the tail were also given some minimal paint love, even if they don't match the side. That might be biologically correct. I don't know, but it certainly looks cool. And now we can move on to the very tip of the tail. The darker colors somewhat don't match from one portion of the tail to the very tip over here. I feel like it's missing a bit of a green hue or something, but I'm not complaining. I'm just stating this so everybody knows that I am aware. And despite that fugly ass seam, I love the paint. I love the detail. It's so nice to see that it's not just one solid color. I mean, I'm counting 3. 1, 2, and then 3. The bottom side of the club tail doesn't get the exact same amount of love, but it's nice to see that there's more than one color on it. And that's when we kind of move into the underside of the figure, which will yet again be sporting the cookies and cream bar dottage going on, whatever you would call that. It is very present. Love the detail of the underbelly and the legs and feet. And really, it only gets better the closer you look at this thing. The scales, the musculature looking details on these legs. Oh, it's just sublime. I really couldn't be happier with this. Well, I guess that's a lie because the toes aren't painted. They're not painted. None of them. I don't know why. Maybe they spent all their budget on the back of the figure over here because, goddamn. With how good the rest of the figure looks, I don't think I'm really all that upset. I'm just questioning why weren't they painted. Just look at all the detail, though. The cookies and cream bar look. It's all here, man. Ugh. The opposite sides of the legs will get the same amount of detail with that dottage going on. I can't get over it, man. This figure just looks so friggin' good. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable in saying that Ankylosaurus is going to 100% nab a solid star in terms of paint and detail, and even size. I mean, look at this. This is next to my head. Jesus Christ. You could probably seriously hurt somebody with this, I think, grab him by the base of the tail, clonk somebody at the side of the head.
I shouldn't be saying this.
But now we can move on over into articulation, which, again, I was rather surprised with upon getting this thing out of the box for the first time. Starting at the mouth, it can open and close. I have been able to open the mouth a bit further, but that happens, and I thought I broke it for the first time that I did that, so yeah, don't push the mouth too far. There will also be a ball joint in the head, so you can look up about that far and then down about that far, and you'll be able to swivel right at the head. Thankfully, though, the neck is also going to have a ball joint, helping you look really high up and really low down. And that is going to be accompanied, of course, with yet another swivel. Looks like he's asking God to kill Peter Parker. Already used that joke this month, not doing it again. Alrighty, now moving on to the legs. The legs can indeed move out. It's not going to be too far, and they will be able to rotate forward and back. I haven't been able to make them fully rotate because of these spikes. These spikes are of a softer rubber, as you can see. There might be something in play that doesn't allow full rotation. I'm hearing some clicking going on there, so I'm going to stop that real quick. But we will get a swivel at the knee. And we will get a bend over there as well. We will also be able to swivel at the ankle over here. We're also going to get a hinge right there as well, so you'll be able to point down about that far and then come back up pretty decently. Now, as far as these back legs go, I've never been able to get them to kick any further forward than this, but they will kick back rather far. No luck on rotation either. We will get a swivel at the knee, as well as a bend in and a bend out. Decent, decent. We will get yet another swivel at the ankle over here with a pointing down and a pointing up motion right there. And now we can move on to my favorite bit of articulation on this figure, that being the tail, because there is no bendy wire. Just a ball joint, another ball joint, yet another ball joint, and another ball joint. Up and down with a nice curl. We'll also get a very nice side-to-side motion with the tail. And since they're all ball joints, you can indeed swivel every little segment of this tail to peak perfections. I love it. I'd love it if the Hammond collection actually adapted fully articulated tails for future releases, but I also understand why they're not doing that. I think... Why are you not doing this with every figure? Carnivore tails, I guess they're better with bendy wire, but I really do dig this. And I gotta ask, does anybody have the Stegosaurus and the Triceratops? Do they have bendy wires in their tails, or are they fully segmented like this? Let me know. I should probably watch reviews of those. Anyway, Articulation's gonna get a solid star, making this a 3 solid star figure. Yes. And now we can move on over into size comparisons. This thing is going to command a presence, and that to me is really important because most of my Hammond collection figures are all carnivores, save for Geosternbergia, whatever the hell that thing's name is. It's not a dinosaur. I know that now. Tiny, tiny bit bummed that the toes weren't painted, but everything else that was painted, it totally just works. The articulation might seem lesser from the outside looking in, but again, this is a 4-legged hamburger with a spiky bun for a bun, you know? I think it does pretty much everything that it could have and should have done, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but this is yet another win for the Hammond collection for me. Every release thus far has come in on good condition with great paint applications, some flubs here and there, nothing crazy or point taking off worthy, and I just have such a fun time posing these things, either together or with other figures and such. How else can I possibly say it? The Ankylosaurus is an absolute win, and if you were second guessing picking it up, hopefully this review helps you finally make the decision, because I do not regret this 1 second. And now I definitely feel a lot more on the comfortable side in blindly buying dinosaurs that I was never interested in, because I never gave a shit about Ankylosaurus until this, and now it's like, okay, I'd buy another one. Different paint job, or, you know, different sculpt to some extent. Yeah, I'd buy it. I'm there, dude. That's enough out of me. That's it for this week. I'll see you all next week with a triple review of the NECA Godzilla 2014 6-inch figures. And before I say goodbye, goodnight for good, I just wanted to say hi and hello and thank you to my latest $1 patron, Count Vigostein. Did I say that right, Count? Please let me know. Good to know I got some royalty backing me. And I could segue that into, hey, if you want to see these videos early by weeks, days, even hours, you should check out my Patreon page. Exclusive Patreon voting polls, photo sets for upcoming videos, again, videos early, and who knows what I'll add to that list. If anything at all. Peace.